Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I figured I was already doing my makeup, so I just wanted to jump on and do a get ready with me and at the same time answer a lot of questions that I've been getting messages about on my Instagram. So yeah, also a story time because there is a story that I want to tell you guys that happened to me recently. So I'm sure you guys might, some of you might find it relatable. I'm pretty sure a lot of you, but yeah, the first thing I was going to talk about is what I've been eating. Um, I recently have been getting a lot of stuff about that, or people messaging me like, "Hey, I've been on a diet and I can't lose any weight and I don't know like what I'm doing. Why can't I lose weight? But I see all these other people losing weight." The first thing that I always ask them is like, "How are you tracking your food?" A lot of them are not tracking their food. I find that that's like the biggest important step to this is tracking what you eat. A lot of people don't feel like sitting there and keeping a diary and writing it down because I know that is definitely not something I like to do. I like to do something that's easy. It's an app. I just grab it. I personally use my Fitness Pal. It is a free app. Um, I've been using that pretty much since the beginning. I really, really like that app. I feel like it's very user friendly. You can scan all of your food on it, like on actual barcodes to keep track. It tells you what your goal is for the day. It changes depending on like if you've lost weight and stuff like that. Your calories might go down a little bit and so on. So it's really, really useful. I really love that. Um, so I do use that. I did do Weight Watchers for a while because I had a few people kind of confused, like, hey, you were doing Weight Watchers. What happened with that? And stuff like that. So I did start Weight Watchers a while back, and I did actually um, I probably was on it for like I would say like about a month or maybe a little longer than that. I did try to give it a chance, and I'm not knocking Weight Watchers because actually, I've always loved their program, but for some reason, um, the new like points program where like you don't count and stuff, like there's 0 point foods and stuff. It just didn't personally work for me. I felt like I was going over my calories and my weight loss really did slow down. So I decided to just go back to my Fitness Pal, and track my calories there. And I did find that I was going over what I should be having. I just kind of needed that control. So I went back to just using that, and my weight loss started going back down again because I hit a stall for like a while. Like my first week or two on Weight Watchers, I lost like a good amount. And then I just started stalling for the rest of the time. And it was so frustrating. So I just kind of had to sit there and like figure out like what's going on. What have I changed? Is there different foods that I'm eating? Which there was. I was changing a lot of the foods that I was eating. I was eating a lot more of like corn, and I did already ate chicken a lot, but I was eating a lot more like corn, refried beans. Like there's a lot of things that were on their 0 points food list that I think I just overdid it and I really needed to track calories for it. So for me, I just didn't personally feel like it worked that good. But yeah, so I just went back to my Fitness Pal and it's been working great. I'm down 93 pounds, right? 93? Yeah, I think 93 now. So yeah, it's been working great. I love it. And yeah, I highly suggest you guys downloading it and keeping track. I keep track on there even if I go over my calories for the day. Like, okay, not on Saturdays. I really don't track on Saturdays. I won't say that I do track Saturdays because I really don't. Because Saturdays is kind of like my free day. Like, not so much free where I'm just gonna like go nuts and freaking like pig out for the whole day, but if there's stuff that I've been craving for the week, I will have it on Saturdays, and I only allow myself to have it that day. Um, I find that if me and my husband have more, and I'm sorry for the glare, you guys, you probably can't even see half of what I'm doing. I feel like it's a little bit bright in here. But yeah, if what was I saying? Yeah, if we have more than one cheat a week, I feel that like say that we have like dinner on Friday, then we have Saturday, that we go out to dinner again, and then we wind up going over to Sunday, it's gonna mess up my whole entire week. So I really like our really big goal is to really keep our eating out or something Like today, I'm cooking at home. I'm making Italian food because we never really have pasta. And that's something that I just was like, you know what? I'm craving Italian. I want to have some pasta. Like I haven't had that in a while. So that's what we're doing today. So yeah. So I just try to keep it to Saturdays for cheat. And some weeks, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I can't stop thinking about Saturday because I'm just like in one of those moods where some days you're hungrier than others and you just need that food. Like you're just craving it for the whole entire week. And maybe you're close to Shark Week. It's just I just have those weeks and it drives me crazy because like I just want to freaking eat. So we all have those weeks. So you guys, know that you're not alone. Um and then as far as like foods that I've been eating, um I have been trying to post ideas and recipes, and I need to really start my blog because I just recently started my blog. I need to start blogging on foods and recipes that I've been eating, so I'm going to try to start working on that. I have been trying and playing around with some recipes at home. A few people wanted my recipe for my Chipotle turkey, ground turkey. That actually came out really well, so I'm probably going to be posting that next. But yeah, like snack wise, I do eat every 2 hours. Now, at the beginning, I actually set my alarm on my phone to eat every 2 hours to remind me because I would forget to eat every 2 hours. So, I if I get to the point of being so hungry to where I like I kind of feel hangry in a way, I will just eat whatever. I will just go in the kitchen and I don't care if it's the kids' food, it's like chicken dinos or whatever it is. I'm going to throw it in the microwave. I'm going to pop it in my mouth because I'm freaking starving and I can't take it. So I really try to not let myself get to that point because I feel like that's so important is like don't let yourself get too hungry because you are going to be apt to grab fast food or to grab something that you probably shouldn't be eating. So that's kind of one of my tips. Now, I don't have to set my alarm anymore because it's something that I feel like I kind of train my body. So every 2 hours, I'm just kind of like, oh, I need to eat again. And I'm looking at the clock, oh, it's already been 2 hours. So I'll go grab something. So it could be light string cheese. I might have light and fit Greek yogurts. I could have hard-boiled eggs. I'll even have protein shakes for my snack. Protein milkshake has a good, like theirs is a lower calorie milk shake. Premier Protein, the ready-made shakes, those are perfect to just have in your fridge. I buy like a big box at Costco. So I find that that's like a really good shake to keep on hand. I like the caramel flavor, so that's the one that I usually keep. So yeah, so stuff like that. I can sometimes I'll even have like it doesn't have to be proteins, but sometimes I'm just in the mood for, something different. So I could even go get pretzel chips, like the buffalo flavor. I'll have that with hummus, or I'll get the Laughing Cow cheese wedges and I'll have it with that. So yeah, so like I just try to find stuff that definitely does have protein in it, but that will keep you full and you're not just eating a bunch of empty carbs that you're not going to be full from. So those are the types of snacks. I am going to start trying to post pretty much everything like snacks that I'm eating that are new or anything. Recently, I actually did start having those. They're actually little crisp of cheese. I think they're called like Wisp or something like that. I got them at Costco. The bag is like $9.99. It seems like a lot, but I get that it's like actual Parmesan cheese. So it's 150 calories for 24 of them. And I believe it has like 13 grams of protein and only one carb. So, I mean, really, like, I have noticed that, like, that is a good snack for me. I'll even have that with a hard-boiled egg or something like that. I've even had them with my tuna. I've, like, dipped it into, like, a tuna salad for, like, lunch and stuff like that. So, yeah, so I've just been trying to find things that taste good because I will tell you, I will not. I refuse to give up taste. So I really will not give up flavor, like I was saying. I refuse to eat stuff that I don't like that doesn't taste good. That's like the worst thing you could ever do to me. I have to love what I eat. I cannot feel like I'm on a diet. I cannot feel like, um, like this food is horrible. I don't like what I'm eating, or like, oh my God, all I eat is vegetables. And, you get, I think people get that like mentality sometimes where it's like, oh, I'm going on a diet. Well, I have to eat salads like all day long. And that's like, really you shouldn't have that like mentality because yes, you are trying to eat healthy and add veggies and fruits into your diet and stuff like that. Eat lots of protein and stuff, but you can still make those things taste delicious and be good. You can also take your favorite recipes and make them into stuff that you really like. So don't let, the word diet deter you because really this is like a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. I know you guys probably hear that a lot. Sorry, I have to turn on my light because I can't see my eyebrows so good. But yeah, don't let it like deter you from feeling like you guys need to, eat a certain way or something like that, because that's really not the case. Um, I will not give up. Like, I like Best Foods mayonnaise and I like regular mayonnaise. So honestly, like, I rather use the calories for it because to me, that's kind of important um, for me to have that because I like the flavor of it and I don't want to give certain things up like that. So now at the beginning, there was like certain breads. I was like, I'm not giving up bagels. I'll count 300 something calories for it. But you know what? As time has gone by, I've realized that there's really great alternatives to foods that I was eating. So I will, find alternatives and eat those instead. But yeah, at the beginning, I was kind of more like, I want this ice cream. I want this. I'm just going to count my calories. And it did work for a while. I lost weight. I didn't lose at like such a fast pace when I did start cutting out certain things. You also have to learn your body because everybody's body is different. So say that you eat like a Halo Top ice cream at night before bed and you stayed in with your calories and like you'll lose weight in the morning still. For me, this is another reason why I do weigh myself every single day is because I feel like it is a trial and error sometimes. And it's not for everybody. You have to see what works for you if you want to weigh yourself. But for me, I can see how like certain foods react to my body. If I ate a Halo Top at night before bed, guess what? I'm probably not going to lose any weight in the morning, and I'm honestly going to probably wind up going up a pound because that just doesn't go good with my body at nighttime. I have found that I need to eat early. I actually have my dinner at 4 p.m. That is the latest that I have my dinner. I do not eat after that. I have water by my bed. I do go to bed early at night because of my husband's schedule, so I don't fall asleep early, but I do lay down early and everyone kind of like relaxes in their rooms like early at night at our house. But yeah, I do find that eating dinner early and having protein at dinner, I try not to add carbs into my dinner. Once in a while I do. I might add some healthier carbs, like a potato or something like that. But you'll never catch me having rice at dinner or something like that. I always stay away from that stuff at nighttime. And that's because it just does not work with my body for some reason. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. And I know other people that can eat that stuff and they're perfectly fine. And by the way, it takes me forever to do my eyebrows. So in case you guys are wondering, this is why I like never do them on camera because they bug me and it's really hard for me to do them. So anyways, yeah, so back to that. So you just have to find what works for you. That's the one of the biggest things that I've noticed. And some people are like, oh my God, I don't know how you weigh yourself every day. I would freaking die. Like that's just too much. Like it's too much pressure and stuff like that. Or they become obsessed with the scale. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I I sometimes weigh myself multiple times a day. And I do this because I've gotten so used to my body that when I weigh myself before bed, I know how many pounds up I should be to the point where I know that by the morning time, I'm going to lose this amount. So I'll know like, okay, if I'm up 3 pounds tonight, I know that by morning, oh, this stuff is too light for me. I just got this in a boxy charm. And this is way too light. It's a brow gel, but it's definitely, oh yeah, that's not gonna work. So anyways, yeah, I don't like my eyebrows right now, actually. I think that they look horrible. But anyways, yeah, so I'll weigh myself at night. So I know, like, okay, say if I weigh myself, I'm like, all right, I'm up 3 pounds, then I know that I'm gonna drop a pound by the morning. Like that's just how my body works. Um, so that's how much of a science I have it down to with my body. So you guys just have to kind of like really get in tune with yourself and feel out like, hey, this food doesn't work for me, or so, so on. Or I get really say that you guys eat something and you find that you get really bloated, or you retain a lot of water from it, from eating that certain thing. So sometimes maybe you're not going to want to grab for that thing because you feel like, hey, that wasn't even worth it. So you just, like I said, you really have to see like what works for your guys' body chemistry, because not everybody is the same. So let's see. There's a few other things I was going to go over. Um, oh yeah, the story. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys the story of what happened to me recently. So what happened was me and my husband went on a date night, and this is kind of funny because we were actually in the car just talking about how like, yeah, because we were talking about how like we never wanted to sit in booths before because it was always so tight, and like, or you couldn't fit in them. And so like we always have like an automatic thing that when we go to a restaurant, we automatically are like, oh, we want a table. So we went to the old spaghetti factory, and I recently just told somebody about this also, um, that had sent me a question about flying an airplane. I just actually told them the story to kind of put them at ease a little bit. But yeah, so we get to the restaurant, and the lady, we actually got there early, so we were like, yeah, we're, here an hour early, but we had reservations or whatever. So she's like, okay, yeah, no problem, we'll take you now. So she grabs the menus, and I don't know if you guys ever been to Old Spaghetti Factory, but they have they're here in California, but they have like train cars in them. Well, she takes us into the train car, and I see that she's sitting us at a booth. Well, we were just talking about it in the car, so I was like, what the hell? I'll just sit there, see what happens. I'm down 90 something pounds. Maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe I'll fit into the booth. Well, I go to sit down, and I realize that um, it's it's pretty snug. Like, I fit in it, don't get me wrong. Like, I could fit and sit there. I wasn't going to be comfortable during dinner. And my husband, he's very like vocal, so like I don't like having attention brought on me, or like, I don't want to like make a freaking scene or anything like that. So like when he automatically was like, "Are you okay?" like in front of the lady, like, "Is it okay? Are you going to be fine?" And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, like I didn't want to like make a scene or anything about it, and make her think like, because she's like this skinny girl, and she's all pretty and stuff, and so I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be like embarrassed in front of her. But then like we're sitting there, and he's like, are you sure you're okay? Because it was, a little snug on him, not as snug as me, obviously, because I'm bigger than him, but yeah, like I wasn't gonna be comfortable. Once I started eating, like my stomach's gonna be pushing out, obviously, and I was not gonna be comfortable. So I finally was like, oh, okay, you know what? Just go tell her if she can move us, because, I don't want to sit here. I'd rather sit at a table because I want to be comfortable and not worry about this during dinner, like, feel like I'm lopping over onto the table. So, so he went and got the girl, and she came over, and she wasn't like the most friendliest person, because if I was working there, I guess I have more empathy for somebody who would be going through that situation. So I would be more like, oh my God, I'm so, like I wouldn't say like, oh my God or anything, like, but I would just be like, like, oh, hi, no problem. Yeah, like we'll move you over here. We have a nice table over here. Something to like make that person feel comfortable. But she was kind of, I hate to say it, but she was kind of a bitch. So, and she didn't care. She was just like very serious, like, okay, I'll move you guys over here. So I could have walked away from that situation and been like, oh my God, I'm so mortified, and I'm gonna let this ruin my whole dinner. Um or something like that, but I didn't. I just walked away and I was like, "You know what? Who cares? Like, I'm gonna enjoy my night. I'm never gonna see this girl again, so who cares that that just happened?" It's not like the whole restaurant knew about it. Um, I really just like I think me and my husband, I know a lot of you guys won't agree with this, but me and my husband, we just kind of have got to this like I was more sensitive about my weight before I met my husband, and I was very like, oh my God, you would never hear me say like, "Oh, I'm fat," or something like that. I would never say something like that. I would be mortified to like say that in public, or my husband has desensitized me to joking around about our weight. He has had a weight problem too. You know, he still continues to struggle and he's still trying to work on himself. So it's just kind of gotten at the point where we just have a sense of humor about it. It's like we know we're changing ourselves, we're on this journey. So who cares? Like we don't take it so seriously, or like for a long time, I wouldn't like, of course, I'm not going to go on certain rides because I know I'm not going to be that person that goes to try to fit on the ride and then they're like, hey, get off of it. I want to know for sure that I fit on the ride before I get there. So, since I have lost my weight, I recently went on a ride when we went to SeaWorld, and it was freaking awesome because I never felt comfortable going on that ride before. And now, like, I finally had that, like, where I knew because of the way the seatbelts were on that ride that I could fit on it. It was it's called Shipwreck Rapids, and they have like a seatbelt that goes across, I think it's 2 or 3 seats. So I sat there with my daughter, and I fit on it fine. We buckled this, and at first I was freaking out because I went to sit down, and the lady that was helping us get on the ride, she was like, I went to grab it, and I guess like the part that comes out, like the strap part, was like stuck down into the seat, and so I thought that it didn't move anymore. So I was like I started kind of freaking out. I was like, "Does this move? Does this move? Like, is this gonna move out? Like, I can't get it. Like, we couldn't buckle it." And she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, it's fine. Like, it moves." And then she's like, "Here, it's stuck." And so she pulls out, and we had like this much strap left on it, so it wasn't even like a big deal. So yeah, like I was like freaking out more than anything. So it was kind of funny, but I could tell that I was like starting to panic, like, "Oh my God, did I make a mistake? Should I not came on this ride?" But I was totally fine. I enjoyed the ride. I can't wait to go on it again. I can't wait till I lose more weight and I can go on to roller coasters and, have more fun with my family and experience life how you should experience. So yeah, so like I can't wait for that kind of stuff. And don't let it discourage you because these things are gonna happen. Even at the beginning of your journey, I was uncomfortable going to parties with, friends and stuff like that because it was like, what kind of chairs are they gonna have to sit on? And what if I don't fit in them? Or what if I break one in front of everybody? I always had that worry in the back of my head, and it is so stressful. It is so stressful. We could be on vacation and we're trying to make plans, and I'm sitting there in my head like, okay, we're going to go to this restaurant. So am I going to be able to, fit in the seats? I would be going online. Actually, my husband probably doesn't even know this, but I would go on Yelp before we went to a restaurant. I was embarrassed, and I think it's one of those things like you're embarrassed. You don't want to like say it all the time. And he knew that I had this phobia about stuff like that, but, I don't think I told him to the extent that I actually would go on Yelp to look through the pictures of the restaurant just so I can make sure, like, okay, do they have sides on the seats? Do they have whatever it was, do they only have booths there? Do the booths move back and forth? Like, that's to the extent that I would look into these places because I didn't wanna go there and have anxiety, you know? It's not a good feeling to feel, like, it's not a way to live, like, it sucks. It sucks when you're constantly feeling like, oh, I don't even know, like, you're just constantly like on edge and just like worrying, and you can't just enjoy yourself. It's like I just want to be able to just go to a place and not have to worry about my weight or if it's going to affect my time, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like that has kind of let up a little bit. It's not as bad as when I was in the beginning of my journey. There's still a few restaurants that I don't feel comfortable going to because I know how their seating are. One place is a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of their seats have sides on them, and they're kind of like, I don't know, I found them. And you know what? I had an experience of going there before where I felt uncomfortable sitting there. So maybe that's probably why. And I think I was like a lot younger. I went with my mom and my family. Because I've been this overweight for so long. I want to say that it's been probably about, my gosh, like I want to say probably since I was about 13 years old, I've been over 200 pounds. I remember being in fourth grade and I weighed like 180 pounds in fourth grade. So, and I've always been tall. I am 5'9", so like I was always tall, but yeah, and I've always been proportionate. So, you know, I didn't look as big when I was younger. But then as I started getting older, of course, I put on so much weight. But yeah, it's always been a struggle for me. So I really like, you know, I can't wait till I get to that point where I am at, you know, 20, like, I don't know. I probably want to be like around like 200 and yeah, I would say probably like 200 pounds. I don't even know if I want to get to 199. I don't really have a goal in mind. I just want to feel healthy. That's like my main thing. So, but yeah, so those are my stories recently. So hang in there, guys. Like just know that like we're all going through this stuff and like we're all in this together. So we all have to deal with certain things, and yes, it's going to be, you know, struggles through our journey as well as at the beginning of our journey, but we all have a goal in mind and we want to get to that goal. So that's like the most important part, because once you get to that goal, there's so much stuff that you can do, and you have just like a whole world open to you, you know, and you can feel so much more comfortable and relaxed. So you're not having to worry about all this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my makeup and finish getting ready, but thank you guys for watching. Please let me know if you want to see more videos like this or what kind of videos you guys would like me to do. I just thought this would be kind of fun to talk about what happened recently and, you know, go over some stuff that I eat and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm going to finish up my makeup and I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.